Thank you so much. It's a huge privilege to be here with you today, and it's wonderful to see that. I just want to say, Christ is risen. Wonderful. We hear. Sorry, I'm gonna grab. Can I take this stand? Thank you. It's fine. It's good. It's good. I can carry. Okay. You know, we have a privilege here to celebrate Christmas twice, right? And resurrection of Christ twice. So today is a glorious day. And I want to present myself as brother told that I am, my name is Nadia Gordinsky. I live in Philadelphia. I have husband, Vladimir, and 3 beautiful children. I was born in Ukraine, and English is not my first language, as you hear it. I was born in Ukraine, in Chernivtsi, lived there till I was 24 and moved to United States over 20 years ago. And all my life, me and my husband, we met in church and we dedicated ourselves to music. He's a good musician, and we used to travel and take part in the different evangelistic crusades in Ukraine. So music was always our passion and our service. And today, first I would like to share my music. I don't sing in English a lot, so I don't remember when last time I sang in English, so forgive me please. But I have all my songs in Russian, Ukrainian, but I have 2 in English. So the one I wrote on a glorious day like this. The song is, "Oh Great is God." You know, what can be better to see and observe the greatness of God? And this is only one song I wrote in English. So I'm going to share with you, and then I share a little bit of our story, okay?
My Lord, you my Savior, you are my Lord, and I will always worship you. You are my Lord, my Redeemer. Created all, sustaining all, your love goes on forevermore. You chose and loved us from the beginning of the world. You sent your Son to die for us so we could have eternal life. You are the one, unchanging, loving God. You are the greatest, and you are the Holy One. You worthy of glory, praise, and honor. So Your glory keeps my eyes on heaven. Created all, containing all, your love goes on forevermore. You chose and loved us from beginning of the world. You sent your Son to die for us so we could have eternal life. You are the one, unchanging, loving God. Created all, sustaining all, your love goes on forevermore. You chose and loved us from beginning of the world. You sent your Son to die for us so we could have eternal life. You are the one, unchanging, loving God. You are the one, unchanging, loving God. You are the one, unchanging.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Wonderful. Great. Okay. You know what? If someone would tell me 13 years ago that I will be serving God, serving women who are pregnant, serving women who are planning to do an abortion, that I will be help God will save lives through our ministry, I would laugh you in the face. But you know what? Jesus Christ have a special way for everybody in life. And I'll share the story that changed my life. We have 3 kids, as I said. My oldest daughter is 27 next month. She's getting married soon. My middle daughter is 21. And we have a boy, little boy Johnny, that waits for me when I come back home. But when we had 2 girls, we get pregnant with a 3rd child. And we were so happy. We knew we were going to have a boy. But on 18 weeks, when I was pregnant, something changed. I started having contractions. We had to drive to the hospital, and after 13 hours of labor, our boy was born. You know, he was born so little. He was 18 weeks, but he was born alive. And when nurse brought us to him and said, "You have only an hour. He's too small. He's not going to live." You know what? I'm never going to forget the look on my husband's face when he said goodbye to his son, how he cried. I remember how his little heart, my little boy's heart, was beating. It was like a pulse because his skin was so thin. This child was alive. And you know what? The moment when he slipped from our hands in Jesus' arms, it changed our lives forever. It was a crushing moment, but it was a glorious moment when God started his work through us. After we came home, we had so much sorrow. We didn't know what's going on, but we didn't ask God questions. We knew that was his will. But after a year, God gave us little boy Johnny. The first boy we named Jonathan. And now Johnny is 12 years old, and he always tells his friends that I have a baby brother in heaven, baby Jonathan. So after Johnny was 2 months old, I was invited back to Ukraine because I didn't go to Ukraine for a while. So I went back with Franklin Graham for crusades, and then I met people who invited me to pro-life crusades. A year later, I was back on a flight to Ukraine. And when I was in Ukraine, I found out these horrible statistics, dear brother and sister. In 18 years of independence, 35 million of babies were killed through abortion. You know what? We know there's a war in Ukraine, right? We're crying for soldiers who die every day on the front lines, but nobody remembers those millions of babies who never got a chance to live because somebody decided for them they are not wanted in this world. So since 2000, when I came home and I told my husband, you know what, now I understand why this happened in our lives. Why God, in this special way, let us see this fully formed, beautiful 18 weeks baby. At that time, at these terms, in Ukraine, in Poland, all over the place, babies are killed fully formed because people decide so. So, brother and sister, I'm trying to be short. And since 2009, I started going back to Ukraine. We spoke in the colleges, university. We spoke about sanctity in life. We were talking about sanctity of marriage and sanctity of life for young students. And in 2015, we decided to open first pregnancy center in Ukraine. So because people were coming to us and ask, like, listen, my mom did 7 abortions, 10 abortions. My girl get pregnant. So what should we do? Where can we get help? So we start opening crisis pregnancy center where each woman, we have hotlines when they could call and get help. And you could see the video in a few minutes. We're going to show the video, and I'm not going to tell you what kind of programs we do, but you'll see it there. But I'm going to tell you that each year in Ukraine, from 800,000 to 1 million babies are killed. I know that I see your faces. It's a surprise, right? But I'm going to tell you that we're working with Christian volunteers. Since 2015, we have 5 centers in Ukraine that functioning with the help of volunteers, Christian people, who counseling women. We have over 130 babies already running. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, today was a good news. And one of my leaders texted me the picture. And they showed on the Easter service, one of our moms, the girl who decided to save a baby, she came forward and accepted Christ. Today was a wonderful day because we had this, since 2000, this first lady came to us, our idea is bring them to Christ through serving them and saving. We cannot save baby if we're not influencing the mother. And 1 second, we're going to, on the back, you'll be able to come to us and we're going to give you this brochure. And you'll see this woman, young lady with the 2 babies. And you see one little boy kissing his little brother. This is Yulia, our first client. She was 4 months pregnant and she had 9 months old baby already living in the village with her parents. So Yulia's friend called us on a hotline and told us Yulia already had a referral from doctor on abortion, 4 months pregnant. She was ready to do an abortion. Her friend called us and said, can we come? And of course, she came to us and we counseled her and she decided to keep baby. And this little baby, his name is Timofeyko. And now, 3 years later, these 2 brothers, Yulia, come to church. She got saved. Her life totally changed. And she's not only once. My best desire, and it's a joy when I come to Ukraine, because I go to Ukraine every 3 months. So when I come to Ukraine and I see when our clients, our women who came to us, whose babies were saved, they are baptized in the church. So this is the greatest joy. So please come. I'm here today, just share my story. And if here I'm in the churches, I want to invite you guys, if you want to come and help us financially, if you want to go to Ukraine, pray with us. We're going to give you all information. Who, as not we Christians, will take care of innocence life? We have to stand for life. And this is one of our goals. Right, brothers and sisters? Right? And, okay, my time is over. So please, can you turn and please come to us, let us know. We'll be happy to share with you more. Okay.
Since October 2015, the Save a Life journey continues. From just lectures and presentations in schools, from the first Life Center in Chernivtsi, our first pregnant girl who came to us for help, our first baby, our first of everything, we've grown with God's help and guidance to opening 5 life centers across Ukraine. We have over 100 volunteers and staff, over 100 children saved from abortion, and over 300 mothers whose lives were changed through the loving touch of our counselors. Our Learn to Earn program continues to touch hundreds of women who learn how to be a good mother and wife. They learn how to look at themselves through God's eyes, value their life as God values them. It takes time, but it is so rewarding to see the amazing transformation of these moms. Over 30 women have received healing through our post-abortion program and are eager to help others who suffer from this terrible burden of sin. We are widening our educational abstinence program in Ukraine. The doors in many cities are wide open, and we use this opportunity to reach out to the young generation with the message of life to prevent them from committing the sin of taking the life of the innocent unborn. Every Life Center has different classes and programs that fit the local need and culture. There are cooking classes, English classes, and Bible study groups. Once a month, we have special fellowship with the moms and their kids. Here we speak about love, acceptance, family relationships, and raising children through the prism of Christ. It is very powerful when our moms share their life stories, inspiring others not to give up and change for the better. One of the staff's favorite things are home visits. It gives them insight into the life of the moms and their kids, to see their living conditions, to hear their needs and help with the babies. Thanks to our supporters, we receive material donations from different parts of Ukraine, Europe, and the United States. These donations allow us to distribute clothes, baby accessories, and food during events called social days. This is necessary support for our moms and children who often live below the poverty level. Our volunteers and staff actively participate in the lives of local communities, reaching out to local people, hospitals, and the medical community to offer help and bring messages of hope and life. Over the last year, over 6,000 volunteer work hours were given to Save a Life International, which equals 250 days without pay. We are so blessed to have such a dedicated team of volunteers. Every year we have our conferences where most of our volunteers gather together to worship God, celebrate our work together, learn and share their journeys in Save a Life International. Join us in the work of life.